All right, welcome back to Slushie Review. This is Keith.
And this is Chris.
And today we're reviewing the movie X2 ... X-Men United.
There it is.
That was the colon ... We just finished with X-Men 1 and we're on the X2.
What's next?
I think, if I'm correct, if I remember my kindergarten days, X3?
Yes.
Who gets a fucking gold star today? Let's see. Either way,
Anywho.
Yeah. Let's get back to this movie. It's a pretty good version of a movie. Today we're doing slushies. Chris, what kind of slushie you got?
I got Coca-Cola.
Cocaine.
They didn't have any.
Oh, that's cocaine.
They didn't have any cherries, so I just went uncut, straight Coke.
Straight from the teeth. I have pina colada.
Oh,
That was next to the Sprite. And then
I saw you do the blueberry lemonade.
blueberry lemonade and Coke.
Oh, okay,
I did those three. Did not do Mountain Dew this time.
good.
No Mountain Dew this time. Yeah.
I would have tried to stop you. If I saw you reach for it, I'm like, no.
I don't think you would have.
No, I don't think I would. I don't think I would have needed to. You learned your lesson.
Did I?
I think you learned your
When was
lesson.
the last time I learned a lesson? It's been a while. I guess we should get right to it, huh?
Let's do it.
Let's take let's take a trip down memory lane and take a break from our sponsors or to our sponsors or somebody.
Oh my.
We'll be right back. Thank you for listening. We definitely appreciate it. Make sure you follow us at Slushie Review on Twitter at Slushie Review. You can also check us out on YouTube. Just search Slushie Review. We pop up. We're the first result. And then check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And also, coming soon, Instagram. Follow us on IG.
The gram.
At Slushie Review Podcast.
Yes.
We just started it. Need some followers. Need some likes. All right, welcome back. Great job, guys. We're gonna get started with the cast with young Chris.
All right. So we got returning characters. We've got Hugh Jackman as Logan / Wolverine. We've got Patrick Don't Make Me Get Out of This Chair Stewart as Charles Xavier. Professor Charles Xavier. Didn't go to fucking psychic college to not be called professor. We've got Ian McKellen as Magneto. Halle Berry as Storm. Famke Janssen as Jean Grey. James Marsden, the Donut Lord, as Cyclops. Anna Paquin, young Sookie Stackhouse as Rogue. Sookie Stackhouse from True Blood.
Never seen it.
Sookie.
How many vampires are supposed to care about?
There it is. Bill Compton. Rebecca Romaine, at the time, Rebecca Romaine Stamos, as Mystique / Raven Darkholme / Grace. Brian Cox as William Stryker. Alan Cumming, the host of Masterpiece Theater, as Nightcrawler.
AKA Loki.
Yes. In, what is that, in The Mask?
2.
2, yeah. In the Munich Circus.
Son of the Mask.
God, son of a bitch. In the Munich Circus, he was known as the Incredible Nightcrawler. What the hell's this guy? Bruce Davison is back as Senator Kelly, even though he's not actually alive. Aaron Stanford is Pyro. Sean Ashmore as Iceman. Kelly Hu as Eureka / Lady Deathstrike. A couple smaller roles, but I'll mention them because they're named characters. Katie Stewart as Shadowcat. Kia Wong as Jubilee.
Whoop whoop.
Some juggalos on the podcast tonight. Shauna Kane as Siren. And where is he? There he is. Daniel Cudmore as Colossus. He was one I was looking for. Aside from that, Michael Reed McKay as Jason Stryker. And I'm going to end it there because there's no one else really important. The president, meh. Doesn't matter.
Oh, you don't want to mention Hank McCoy?
No.
No, I don't.
Won't. I'm not in this movie because I don't remember the guys. I don't remember who played him. As not Beast, we have someone as Hank McCoy.
Yeah, that's fine. I just like it.
Yeah, I don't know. Where did he go? I don't know where he is.
It doesn't matter.
You're right. That's the cast. That's the cast of X-Men 2. I'm going to throw it over to young Keith for the... Oh, wait. Hang on. There's one more. Where'd he go? He's at least worth mentioning. Ty Olsson as Mitchell Lorio, the prison guard who gets a little rough with Magneto. And then gets his. And that's where I'm going to call it. Yes, he does. That's where I'm going to call it for the cast. I'm going to throw it over to Keith for the young plot of X2, X-Men United.
Okay, X2.
In a world where the X-Men are united.
Let's see, X2. Okay, well, we start off at... I don't know where we start off at. Okay, at the end of X1, or at the end of X-Men, Professor X sends Logan on a hunt to find his past. In X2, we pull up on him at Alkali Lake, actually, not remembering what went on there, but having flashes of nightmares or whatever. And then we go to someone attacking the president, who happens to be the Magnificent Nightcrawler under a drug-induced coma. I don't know what you would call it, but a drug-induced state, maybe. Mind-controlled state. And he is trying to attack the president for mutant freedom. And then we're introduced, after this happens, an assassination attempt on the president, which they don't actually say. We are introduced into William Stryker. And this movie is centered around William Stryker and his attempt to exterminate or annihilate all mutants. And he is responsible for the adamantium in Wolverine's body. He's also responsible for some other stuff too in the folklore, but I don't know what. I forget what else. But he did a lot of shit. I know he comes back technically in X-Men Wolverines and then Days of Future Past. Or yeah. Days of Future Past. So he comes back like 2 times. And in Days of Future Past, he's the youngest he was. But in X-Men Wolverines, he is like middle age, maybe ish.
He's at least younger though then too.
Yo, he's younger than what he is now in this movie, whatever. But yeah, there's an attempt. So he somehow has a mind control agent. He mind controlled Nightcrawler. He's also mind controlling Magneto in prison to tell him about Patrick Stewart or Professor X. Sorry, Professor X and the School for the Gifted. The X-Men mansion. In that, we get a couple different stories. Jean Grey somehow can't control her powers. Somehow. Wolverine's still trying to figure out his past, but he's back trying to figure out his past and future, trying to see where he goes from here. Who else we got? We got Nightcrawler, who is a devout... I thought he was Catholic, honestly, for the longest time.
I forget if he's Catholic or Christian.
Yeah, because
same difference.
Yeah, for the most part,
it's
right.
All guilt-based.
Depends on who you want to worship, but you know, he does talk about Jesus.
Jesus either way. It's God and Jesus either way. It's just which one makes you feel guiltier.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
It's both.
Same. One and the same. That's it. All 3 of them. So it's also based on Nightcrawler and his ability to teleport in between walls and things like that. And we also get a really big glimpse of the X-Men mansion and the kids who stay there. We got a little bit of it the first one, but not a lot. This one we got a lot more. And Let's see, what else? That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole story. I mean, that's what they, like I said, William Stryker's trying to kill all mutants. Simple. And Magneto's in prison for the time being. And yeah.
I wonder if he gets out.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about it.
That rascal.
If it wasn't for you meddling kids. But yeah, that's a plot of X2. Let's get into some likes.
Oh, yes, please.
Sir, I'll let you start it off.
Oh, okay. My first like was Nightcrawler.
Of course.
Because he's
Of course.
great.
Of course. Nightcrawler is my second like, but it's my like.
Okay. Yeah. He's great. Alan Cumming is amazing in this movie. I thought he was incredible. He's the character that I remember the most from this movie, even after the first time I saw it forever ago. When the fuck did this movie even come out? Like
2003 or something.
Something like that. 2000 something. And he's like the main one that I remember in this movie. Because, unfortunately, this is the last time we see him in this trilogy. You're right, 2003, you're right. Yeah. But yeah, this is the last time we see him in this trilogy, which is a bummer because he was great. Fair. But we get another awesome blue mutant in the next one, so I can't be mad at it.
That's true.
But he was sweet. He took out all those Secret Service dudes. That like quasi slow-mo teleport sequence where he just like fucking teleporting around, just like double dragon hurricane kicking people in the face.
Yep.
When he had the knife that he tried to quote kill the president under the guise of mutant freedom, which was that, he was being controlled by Stryker.
He was.
And it was so good. Because he had regular like flesh colored face makeup on.
I never noticed that until this time that it kind of like wore off.
Yeah.
I remember it. Like I don't remember it. But
I remember it being there.
Yeah.
At the beginning, but I don't remember seeing the scene where it's like half gone on him.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, it is.
That was the first time I saw that too.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
Especially when he's just like teleporting around and he's like almost down on all fours, like galloping across the floor, just teleporting right in somebody's face, just like missile drop kicks them, like jumps at somebody, disappears, appears to the side of them with like full momentum, just fucking blindsides them. I was loving it.
And the fact that he's using his tail.
Yes.
His tail was whooping people's ass. See, so love Nightcrawler. I thought he came back in First Class, and then I realized that was a whole different mutant.
Yeah, that was Azazel.
Yeah, I didn't.
But then he's in he's at least in one. Is it Apocalypse where they go to, it like opens up like with them going to space? X-Men Apocalypse. He's in at least one of those movies.
Is it Alan Cumming?
No, it's
it's a kid version.
Yeah,
yeah, that's it's First Class.
Is it First Class?
Yeah, because they're all in the back of the plane, and Jean has to, or it might be Apocalypse. You might be right. I don't know about anything about space.
Yeah, there's one where because it's around the time of like the Challenger stuff in the 80s, I think. I think they go to space. Maybe it's Dark Phoenix.
I've never seen that.
It's one of them. Like there's one where they legitimately go to fucking space.
It's gotta be Dark Phoenix. It's either Dark Phoenix or Fast 9. Because
I was gonna say they Fast 9'd it, and they're like, "Are we going to space? We going to space, baby?"
He was in, because it's either Apocalypse or First Class, but I think Jean Grey, whatever fuck her name is, is trying to. They're in the back of a plane because they kidnapped somebody. I think they kidnapped Scott or something, and she's like, making an illusion like they're not there, but they're like sitting right there, and the guard comes and looks, and he doesn't see anybody because she's making it seem like no one's there, and it's like her, the guy with the little circle in his chest,
Havoc,
I think so, and then Nightcrawler, like a young Nightcrawler. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. That's all I remember.
We're gonna get to those.
What?
Those movies.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Eventually.
Yeah, I really like Nightcrawler. I thought he was great.
Okay.
He had some good lines in this movie too.
Agreed.
He was like a sad character, but he was also kind of funny.
Yeah, fair. I agree with you. Okay, my first like, it wasn't like it was a question.
Okay.
So the beginning of the movie, I don't remember being that like intensive. like, I don't know what they were following through, but like it was going through something. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like the opening.
Yeah, because I said something. I was like, I don't remember any of this.
Yeah.
Then there was like a picture of a body with like an eye or something, and I was like, is that a celestial? Did it not look like one?
It kind of did.
I was just like, I like that. Okay.
It did kind of look like one, didn't it?
It did, right? I was like, is that a celestial? Because I've never seen that opening before.
I doubt that it's what it was supposed to be, but it did kind of look like one.
Why not?
I mean, they were about like 20-some years early for Eternals, but
that's my point, though. But they've been in the comics.
they have.
So, I can see them doing that, especially when they brought Apocalypse back. Sort of. But anyway, that wasn't my first like, but it was a question. It was good. That's it.
Okay. Oh, me again? Or okay.
Yeah. Why not? I wasted it on a question. Why not?
The next one I wrote was, they're kind of out of order. The next one I wrote was this, because I actually started writing likes before I even started watching the movie.
Fair.
Next thing I wrote was School Invasion, because that was so good.
Where's that?
So good.
Do I not have that on here? Oh, okay. Yeah. Next to Wolverine. Okay.
There you go.
I got it. Wolverine / House Invasion. Next, like Colossus.
Oh,
so
yes, because he's
it.
part of it. He is. He's part of my like for that was Colossus, and Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, not the good one, but she was there.
Yeah, it's just so good. The whole sequence from like Wolverine chilling in the kitchen with Iceman, having a Dr. Pepper,
Nice.
having a Coke and a smile, and wanting a beer, but they're in a school, and then suddenly something's wrong. I gotta kill a lot of people.
Yeah,
and he's just straight up murdering them.
loved it.
And that was. I remember one thing. People were like, "Oh man, it's gonna be so cool." When Logan was coming out, I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be so cool to see Wolverine in a movie where he can actually like use his claws." And I was like,
Did he not?
at the time, I was like, "Yeah," because I didn't remember that in this movie you get a straight up fucking close up shot of him pinning a dude to the like a fridge, both hands just like up to the claws, up to the knuckle, just dead,
Knuckle deep in that shit.
dead.
And yelling in his face.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about the whole Logan thing. This is why I didn't want to watch Logan. Because so many people were excited about it. And they were like, oh, this is like the best movie ever. Even though it's a comic book movie, this is like, what's a movie that everybody agrees is good that came out in like the 1930s? This is like Citizen Kane.
Never saw it.
Of course.
Are we qualified to do this podcast if we've never seen Citizen Kane?
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, I don't need to see Citizen Kane. Have you seen the CGI nowadays? I don't need to see Citizen Kane. What is it about? A horse? You give a fuck?
I don't know. I think it's about a sled.
It's a Cowboys.
I think it's about a sled or something.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's...
I thought that was Christmas Story.
No, Citizen Kane, I think, is the one about the guy who's dying. It's like Rosebud or something. It's like the name of a sled or some shit.
It's not a cowboy picture?
No.
What am I thinking of?
I don't know. Tombstone?
No, I'm not.
Blazing Saddles?
No.
Wild Wild West?
I just watched that recently.
There you go.
So good. Such a good movie. Dumb movie. Good. Well, but anyway, the whole Logan thing, they were like, oh, this is going to be your first rated R movie, and you can see all the blood and blah, blah. Listen, the man put his claws through someone's foot. I don't care about seeing blood.
Yeah, you didn't need to see the blood.
I know that he's not walking correctly.
Yeah.
And then he took him off scene like a Resident Evil movie, and the gun was, and I was just like, that's a horror movie scene if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, you said it during the thing. Like, Logan was the monster, and all those dudes were just, like, trying to get home to their families from their point of view.
Right.
They're like, we're just going to kidnap some kids with superpowers, and then we're going to go home and crack one open with the boys and have a catch with my son.
You know what happened? Wolverine
dead.
Cracking some skulls.
Dude.
Chickless style.
Went in the commish. Chickless commish style.
I don't know about the commish.
Dude, when he just, like, backhand swiped that dude right across the face. If it had been an R-rated movie, that dude's head would have come apart.
That's fine. But I didn't need to see it.
But yeah, but you didn't need to see it to know that it happened, because he just like, and that dude you did not see that man again, because his head was probably in pieces off camera. He murdered an entire platoon of men.
That's my thing about comic book movies, about the whole rated R thing. I don't need it to be rated R to see blood.
Yeah.
I need it to be rated R for other shit. For seeing, it doesn't really have to be grotesque and bloody, but like, I needed to see Deadpool like getting fucking tortured.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that makes sense. Like, I'm watching it, I'm seeing it, I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. But like Logan, I didn't need to see that. Mm-hmm. I didn't care.
I haven't seen it in forever, so I don't know if I'd still feel the same about it watching it again. Are we going to watch it for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched it about last year. It's not a bad movie. It's a good movie.
I remember really liking it when I
just
saw
don't
it.
like the fact that everybody's like, "Oh, this is the best movie."
Yeah, like just because the comic book movie is going to be rated R, people are like, "Oh, it's going to be great." Because I remember people are disappointed that the Batman is going to be PG-13. Like, oh, this movie's going to suck.
Is it really?
It's not even out yet. Yeah,
I thought it was going to be rated R. Maybe not. Oh.
Yeah. Oh no, they were like they. I'm pretty sure someone came out and said like it's going to be PG-13, and then fans were like, "Oh, I feel like I feel robbed." The movie isn't even fucking out yet, so don't even.
It looks good. I didn't know.
It looks good.
I didn't know who the villain was going to be. I think you told me, and I think I knew that, but then I forget. And then I saw a new trailer, and I was like, "Oh." Yeah.
And it's right in there. Yeah,
it's just cool.
It's like in his fucking latte art. Yeah, which is pretty cool.
That was in the first trailer, so that's why I remember. I was like, "No, it can't be the Riddler. Where's a green suit?"
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently, it's not a green suit.
No,
he looks like the fucking Underminer from The Incredibles. I don't know if you've seen him. The new trailer.
Oh, hell yeah, I've seen The Incredibles.
No, new trailer.
Probably.
They show more of him and Catwoman.
Yeah, I have seen it. Though.
I think she's going to be a great Catwoman, personally.
Zoe Kravitz? Yeah, why not?
Yeah. First off, she's hot, so let's go with that. Yeah. And then secondly, like, it's reminiscent of the past. We get a black Catwoman.
For some
fucking
reason,
amazing.
For some reason, I really don't care if I see a few trailers for this movie. I don't know why.
I agree.
Probably because it's like a new movie that's like it's not because for one they've already said like it's gonna have Batman, it's gonna have Catwoman, it's gonna have fucking Penguin, it's gonna have the Riddler.
Yeah,
they were very upfront with pretty much all of that.
Yeah,
and it wasn't like, oh hey, if they put out another trailer and Mr. Freeze is in it, then I'll be surprised. And it's Arnold.
Yeah, it has to be Arnold though.
Yes. And then, like, if the movie comes out and there's someone else who they hadn't shown, I'd be surprised because that's already a lot of fucking characters to do in this movie. But then I'd be like, okay, well, then I was surprised and I wasn't spoiled, and that's fine. But if they put out another trailer and I see it and I'm like, okay, because it's also Batman, like,
why do you need to see that?
Yeah,
right. That's what I mean. Like, it doesn't. Sometimes Deadpool, I get. Merc with the mouth, I get it. He needs to say fucking shit and all this other bullshit. Whatever. Venom, I didn't care. The first one was rated R. I was listening to somebody talk about the second one.
But the first one was rated R?
I think so. Maybe. Was it not?
I feel like
maybe
I
not.
don't think so.
The second one was not, though.
Yeah.
Because he was like, because everybody thought it was going to be. And then the guy I was watching the podcast about, he was like, about Carnage, he was like, yeah. They could have made this rated R. They should have made this rated R, but they couldn't because they wanted to be in the MCU. And I was like, that's a good point. They did want to be in it because they were.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh, that makes sense.
What? Movie studios want to make money?
Yeah. I was like, huh, that makes sense. Because there hasn't been an MCU movie that's been rated R.
Not until the next Deadpool, because I thought they said that the next Deadpool is supposed to be in universe.
How can it be in universe if we don't talk about mutants? So yeah,
I could be wrong. Like that might not be the case, but I thought I read something say. I mean, I know I read something that said it's going to be rated R.
The best part of watching, because it was like I told you, Birdman. I watched. Mm-hmm. He was doing the Carnage from Cinema Sins or whatever, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Shriek's in it." That's right, audience. You heard that right, Shriek, like the mutant. And I was like, "Thank you. She's a mutant, right?" Like. He's like, he hates that fucking movie. He's so bad about that goddamn movie.
It's a shame. I liked it.
I liked it too, but he's so pissed off. He hates it. And then he hated it even more at the end, which was amazing, seeing Spider-Man. He hated it because he hated the movie, and he's like, fuck this. I don't want him in No Way Home. And then he wasn't.
Yeah, he really wasn't.
Yeah. So I think he was happy about that. He was like,
there you go.
Good.
He got what we.
Go back to your fucking.
He got what he wanted.
Me too, though.
Honestly, same.
I didn't want to see Tom Hardy with Spider-Man.
I didn't need him to be in it with everything else that was already going on.
I gotta watch that movie again.
Same.
Either way, we got way off. I think you were still talking about your
the school invasion
house
scene.
Invasion, yeah.
When first off, Wolverine murders everybody.
He does.
Second of all, these dudes are just shooting children with their darts until a certain 19-year-old child, giant fucking Russian child. He's not Russian, but in this movie at least. But we know he is. Walks through a fucking doorway, and they start shooting him, and he just turns into fucking metal, hits that green exclamation box, grabs that metal cap, and turns into fucking Metal Mario. And then
walk on the bottom of the ocean.
And then puts those two motherfuckers through a wall.
Loved it.
Great.
Colossus. Always been good for me.
Because I think it was it in the last one? You see him in the first X-Men movie, the last movie that we watched. Mm-hmm. I think you see him carrying a big fucking TV.
Yeah. Or a boy. It was the same guy, yeah.
Yeah. And then in the next one, he is just in the danger room with them at the beginning.
Oh, and he throws it.
Hey, Tin Man, how's your arm? Gives him that old fastball special.
Loved it.
Classic.
Right down the pipe.
But yeah, he puts those dudes through the wall. That you get to see Shadowcat run through a wall and not get darted. You get to see her name was Siren, alerts the whole fucking house that they're getting attacked, and then they just shoot her in the neck and she goes down. And the kid whose mutant powers being a remote control, who doesn't sleep, gets darted, and Colossus grabs him, and instead of, he's like, I can help you, to Wolverine's like, help them.
Which I think is fair.
This is my fucking movie.
Awesome.
Kid.
I think the best part about the whole house invasion to me is Bobby Drake Newport is running with Pyro and Discount Rogue, and I don't like Rogue.
I know.
I hate Rogue.
I know.
She does nothing in these 3 movies.
I know. She unfortunately, she really doesn't.
It's trash. Hate her. Is my dislike and will always be.
I know. She's no 90s cartoon Rogue. But who among us could be? Certainly not I.
That bodysuit.
I don't have the ass for it.
Listen. Or anything else for that matter. Mm-mm. But you're right.
I could do the accent.
Barely.
No, I couldn't.
You got to say sugar.
Sugar.
You got more of that Florida panhandle. You need more
all the Savannah accent.
There it is.
It's
you need some Captain K or Lieutenant KFC, Detective KFC sugar behind it.
And molasses is spilling out of your mouth. Compels me though. We're having too much fun. Impossible.
Facts. No, when they're running down the hallway and then they get stopped by 4 guards, 4 of the people with the guns, and then Wolverine jumps off the 2nd story, knives out. I didn't say that, but yeah, knives out. He impales the 2, drops them, superhero landing, reaches out, flips the other 2 dudes because he puts his claws into their calves, and they're dead, of course, because I die. And that happened to me. And he fucking flips them, and then he just sits there in a pose with his arms out I'm like, this guy. I was like, that's the guy who was born to play Wolverine right there.
Honestly.
Great. And then Colossus. Great.
Yes. Great. That ice wall was sweet. I think I said it when we watched it, when he just chills that Dr. Pepper right up. I really like that for some reason.
It's a good time.
They should have put it in a fucking Coke commercial or something, or a Dr. Pepper commercial.
You kind of should have.
Yeah.
But they already paid for
Somebody
that.
Fucked up, yeah.
Yeah, they already paid for that.
The ice wall was sweet. When him and Wolverine and Stryker do the hands thing on both sides.
Daddy.
And he blows it the fuck up.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
That whole sequence is just so good to me.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yes. Your next leg.
Okay. I don't have 2, but I wrote this and I don't know why. I know why. I forgot it was amazing. Simple. Just in general.
The movie?
I think I just wrote that.
The movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
Because if I was talking about something specifically, I didn't write it. I just wrote, I forgot it was amazing.
I think this is the most widely liked movie of this trilogy.
It's funny you say that because I remember we were talking about it and I'm like, I feel like people didn't like this one at first.
No?
I feel that way.
That's fair.
But I don't know. I could be wrong. But I thought, to me, this seems like...
I think maybe some people are just playing it safe and saying they like X2 the most when X3 was actually really good.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's where I'm going to land on it.
But they'd be wrong.
People's opinions on movies, I guess, can't be wrong just because they don't align with my own.
You say this all the time. I don't agree with that. People are stupid. Sometimes.
Agreed.
And here's the thing. You have to agree, not you, but you have to admit that you like a movie even though you know it's bad.
Oh, definitely.
But people don't. People are like, "Oh, this was great." No, it wasn't.
I like the Mario Brothers movie. It ain't a good movie.
Same. Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
To be fair, I do still think it's a good movie, but I understand why people don't like it.
Yeah.
Or wouldn't like it, or why it wasn't a big blockbuster.
Yeah.
And the fact that they made 18 sequels and then never hit the movie theater one. So I get that. Same thing with Tremors. After Tremors 2, no.
Yeah.
I can understand that, but you have to admit that.
Yeah.
When someone told me, not someone told me, I saw the comment. They're like, someone's like, "Oh, Scott Pilgrim's such a great movie, blah, blah." And then I read the comments on Twitter, and there was only like 2 comments. I was like, "This movie is trash." I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What part of it?
Do you ever see somebody on Twitter make like a stupid claim and you go to their page to see how many followers they have? Just to see if you have more than them?
No, because I only have like 50 followers.
I go and look. I never have more than them, but I always go and look.
Yeah.
Just to see if like how shitty their take is.
I don't know why people don't follow me more, because I see people getting followed for no reason, and I'm like, that's weird. But I'm okay with it. Whatever, don't follow me. I don't really. I like the way I use Twitter because it's funny to me and entertaining. Mm-hmm. And I don't get in arguments like I do on Facebook because I don't know these people.
That's fair.
But yeah, no, I don't. How many followers you got?
I don't know. Let's see.
You got a lot, don't you?
Are we gonna compare?
No. I got 50. I know for a fact I haven't had more than 50 ever.
I don't have a lot, but let's see.
I've never had more. And I don't even know how I got 50.
Stand by. I have 155 Twitter followers.
No idea how I got 50.
I have no idea how I have this many. Probably a lot of bots.
I would love for bots to follow me. I don't care.
Probably a lot of non-existent accounts.
See, I
honestly.
think that you follow different accounts where people like to follow. Like you follow a lot of wrestling stuff and stuff like that. And I think if you have the same ideas as other people, they'll follow you. And I think that's what it is. I don't have those thoughts, and everything I post is just for me, really, honestly. But it is what it is.
Nothing wrong with that.
I forgot what I was talking about. But back to X2. That I forgot it was amazing. A.
It is amazing.
B. I don't know why I wrote this in likes, but Storm's accent or lack thereof. Because it definitely changed.
Yes.
And I don't know if it should or shouldn't have.
It had been a couple years. She acclimated.
Yeah. I didn't have an issue with it until someone, like I read on the internet and someone brought it up. I was like, oh yeah, she did. Since in that first one, she was, I don't know what accent she was using, but she had an accent.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then she didn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
This is easier. Let's just drop it.
Yeah. It is.
Honestly, yeah. She's probably like, I just don't want to do it anymore.
I don't know. But let's just say I just like
They
Storm.
won't remember. Storm was fucking awesome. Honestly.
Better than she was in her cartoon version the first season. Cartoon Storm was trash.
Yeah. She's like, oh, look. She has claustrophobia. In most episodes, she's going to get put in a box.
Literally.
That's how it went.
Dumb.
Yeah. I think she was, at one point, she was in a box for like 2 episodes straight.
Yeah, no, facts. You were not wrong.
Like, I think her and Jubilee got kidnapped.
Yeah, they did.
They were being held somewhere with their sentinels in like a mutant camp. I'm pretty sure Storm was in a box for like 2 episodes.
Yeah. Yep. I remember that. That was like the first season.
And then Gambit came and busted her out.
Oof. Gambit. Either way, you're next like
someday.
We're never getting it. Well, we got it once.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it.
I don't remember it, so.
Well, we'll watch it.
We will.
Terrible ass movie.
We will. Well, speaking of which, let's just get there.
Let's get there.
I had 2 quick ones. That's what she said. One of them, Remy LeBeau.
Yes.
On the list that Mystique, when she's disguised as Yuriko, is in Stryker's computer. There's like a list of mutant names. There's a bunch of other ones. The most important one being Remy LeBeau.
Facts.
We all know, we all love him. The Raging Cajun, Gambit, Sir not appearing in this trilogy.
Never.
Or any of the First Class ones, for that matter. He exists somewhere, but he's not in there. And another one, Franklin Richards.
Franklin Richards?
He's not on the list, but he has like his own separate thing.
Yeah.
His own separate file next to like the X-Mansion things. Because he's that powerful.
I loved it. Here's the thing. The Remy LeBeau thing, didn't find out 2 years later. Franklin Richards thing, probably found out a couple years ago. But this is the first time I watched X2 in so long. So
Same.
This is the first time I saw it. And I was like, but I knew it because I said it. I was like, I think there's another one. And as soon as I said it, it was like, Frank. I was like, there it is. I was like, yes.
I knew Remy LeBeau was coming up somewhere. I could remember if it was this one or the next one.
I forgot about it.
I knew it was coming. That's what she said.
Damn it.
But I just wasn't sure like which movie it was going to be in or like where, because I knew there was like a screen with a list of mutant names. I could remember if it was the second movie or the third movie.
That's fair.
Because the third one they do like the prison break train or like semi-train thing, and they break out the other mutants, even though one of them's not a fucking mutant. We'll get there. Those are...
Yeah, I don't remember that. I don't remember what you're talking about, but that's okay. We'll get there.
Yes.
Okay, those are my likes too. I put this first, and then I did a slash because I was gonna have like 80 likes. So Lady Deathstrike slash fight.
Yes.
So just her fighting Scott in the little plastic prison. She beat the shit out of that.
She
motherfucker.
laid his ass out.
And it was great.
No claws.
No claws.
No
No
claws
claws
even.
needed. Easy.
She laid his old tired ass out.
As she should, because Cyclops is trash.
In these movies, at least.
Is he?
Clown.
Isn't he in the cartoons too?
In the cartoons, I don't think he's as bad. For one, he's got that sweet ass yellow and blue outfit, and he looks way cooler in the cartoons.
I agree.
And he's like fucking juiced in the cartoons.
He's super juiced. Yeah.
He's like a better leader in,
He is a better
in the
leader.
cartoons. In the 90s cartoon. In the movies,
But
he's
he
like
gets
a
saved
whiny
a
little
lot.
bitch. When he appears in the First Class movies, he's not much better, but he's also like a child.
I think he takes a backseat to Havoc, because I think that's who. Because he's in First Class, and then he dies in the Apocalypse. I think Havoc does.
Yeah.
Because that's his brother.
Yeah, because Scott's not even in the first X-Men movie.
Yeah, I don't think he's in
I
the
don't
first.
even think he's in the second one. I don't think he's in Days of Future Past either. I think he first shows up maybe in Apocalypse.
No. No. He was in Wolverine. Sorry.
He was in that.
He was in Wolverine. That's what I'm thinking of, first one. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, his brother, Havoc,
Yeah.
was the main.
Yeah, he was
And
like
then
he was the laser guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was better to me, honestly. He was sweet.
It's not hard. It's not hard to do when. Sorry, James Marsden, but we didn't fall in love with your Cyclops. We liked you way better in Sonic.
Ironically, we found out that Bryan Singer did not do the third Last Stand, the third X-Men, because he did Superman Returns. In the Last Stand, James Marsden dies in the first 5 minutes.
So he can go do
So
Superman.
he can do Superman Returns.
Yeah.
I just put that together, by the way.
To go be the other man.
To go be the cuckold of the month. As Andy says. I have been this. But back to Lady Deathstrike. Her whooping Scott Summers' ass was fucking amazing.
Yes.
And then when she whooped the shit out of Wolverine, he did not win that fight. She lost, but he didn't win.
He was not. I think he was like, I'm just gonna get my ass kicked forever because I might not die, but I won't win.
He was about to die.
I'll just be trapped in this room getting my shit kicked out of me for a long time.
Here's the thing. I remember I first saw it. Okay, I'm a child. I don't. This is the reason why I like movies. Is because especially as a child, even now, I'm not that smart. At least in my opinion, I think I'm super smart. But sometimes when it comes to movie, I put my brain aside and then I watch the movie because it's amazing. And so sometimes I don't pick up on like the little. Most times I do, to be fair. But sometimes I don't pick up on the little. So in 2003, when I was 16, when I was 16 and this movie came out, and Stryker turns back to Wolverine and goes, "I thought you were one of a kind." Mm-hmm. And then he looks at his bodyguard, Lady Deathstrike, who I didn't know was Lady Deathstrike. Mm-hmm. I didn't know who the fuck she was. Just some random chick.
I was wrong.
Who knew how to fight. He's like, "I was wrong." And then they show her, and I'm like, what's about to happen? I was like, okay, it's fine. Great. And then she fucking like stops him, kicks him, and then whatever. And he's like, the fuck? And then he pulls out his claws, and I'm like, oh, okay, this chick's about to die. And then she pulls out her claws, and I'm like, wait a minute.
10 of them.
I'm pretty sure I was at the movie theater. Like, can we stop the tape? Can we rewind? Because I need to process this, and I didn't. I couldn't. I wasn't able to, and I was just like, this is amazing. So good.
Yeah.
And the fight itself. Here's the thing. Fuck the fight. When her claws came out, this movie makes a 10. I was like, what? This is great. Whoever made this movie deserves all the money in the world. Not Jeff Bezos. He does. Great time. Lady Deathstrike. Anyway. She was a beast.
She was amazing.
And I was sad when she died.
When she clunks at the bottom of that fucking tank.
It's like when Gwen hit. I'm telling you. It's the same.
It's like satisfying though for me. It's like I had the opposite. I'm like, ooh man, that's good. Because she was gonna kill him.
It was good.
She was probably gonna kill him.
Honestly, if he had to have died, let's do it. Because at this point,
a worthy adversary.
Is it?
She was beating his ass.
I loved it. I loved the fight. It was a great fight.
It was good.
But yeah. So.
Yeah, because when he like just double fist sticks her right in the chest, and she's like, and then she starts healing, and then just like pulls his fucking arms out, his claws out of her, and kicks him in the face, and then just starts like fucking sticking him up. Oh my god.
Beautiful.
Great.
Beautiful. That's when I fell in love with her. I was like, Yep, that's the person I want to marry right there. And then she died 2 seconds later, and I was like, damn. It's better than loved and lost to never have loved at all.
Shut the door. Shut the door.
Shut the window. I don't care.
Shut the window.
So clean.
Classic.
So clean.
I love it.
I love
it. Yeah, same. She was amazing. She made my list also. She was great.
Yeah. So that was my
way better fight than him versus Sabretooth in the first one.
I was about to say which time, because yes.
Both of them, honestly. Okay. My turn? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm saving the big one for last. That's what she said. I'm ready for it.
I see.
That's what she said.
God damn it. I was about to say it.
This one is a real, like, kind of quick throwaway line, but I loved it. Please, Mr. Xavier, don't get up. Hilarious.
I feel like you almost missed it when he said it.
Yeah, I go like, wait. What? He just, come on. Stryker was a good villain.
Here's the thing. So that's your line. I wrote down Stryker. Mm-hmm. I was like, what did I rate? How terrible Stryker is.
Dude, he was awful.
I like a good villain.
He was a good villain, but he was a terrible human being.
I was watching a TV show last night. I won't tell you which one, but you should definitely watch it. Just so you know what it is.
Curb.
No.
I've already seen it.
And the guy goes, "Why did you hide your children?" "I don't kill children. I don't threaten to kill children. I threaten to kill you. So you don't have to hide them in the cemetery where they're at with a shotgun." I was like, he knew where they were? I was like, oh shit. I was like, see, that's a villain. I was like, yes. Not that he wanted to kill your children, but he just let you know he could. Yeah, he could if he wanted to, because he's a step ahead of you. I love great villains, and Stryker was top fucking notch. I want my villain to not give a fuck about killing kids. Because a lot of people don't. A lot of people do. A lot of villains are like, oh, you know, what movie was that? He was a good villain too. But in Die Hard with a Vengeance, what's his name? Oh, fuck. Simon. Jeremy Irons. Alfred. He goes, he put a bomb in a school. And he's like, blah, blah. They find out it's a fake bomb. Bruce Willis does. And he goes, there was no bomb in school. He was like, I'm a thief. I'm not a mass murderer. Or whatever. And he's like, I'll never kill children. And I was just like, but he made you think he did. I was just like, I love a good villain, bro. Stryker, top notch.
He was good because he wasn't the villain that you fight.
No.
He was the one who like makes you fight other people and then is like easily defeated because he's not a physical threat.
No.
He like has the methods to be a much larger threat than like the villain who's going to beat you down. He's the one who like he was literally going to kill every mutant on Earth, including his son.
I thought about that too. I was like, wait, was his son going to die too?
I'm assuming, but even if he wasn't going to, he definitely left him to die.
Facts.
And had seemed to have planned to do so the entire time. Because he said, that's not my son. My son's dead.
I don't think he was leaving him to die until the water dam came.
Yeah.
You know?
Because at that point, he didn't go, but he never went back for him.
Yeah, he was like, fuck. And then he was like, I gotta go.
Yeah, he was like, I have to go.
Yeah.
He never looked back at that room. He was like, I'm done here.
So I think he would have used him to further his whatever, but he would have killed Charles. I think he would have shot Charles because obviously, you know, it's a villain. He didn't think everybody's going to escape and blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
So
they never think they're going to get away.
Of course. So that's why I was like, was his son going to die? And I was like, I don't know if his son would have died with Cerebro because that would have cut off the communication with him and Charles. Right? Because if he's dying, because Charles wasn't going to die either with Cerebro.
No. That's fair. Yeah, those two might have lived at least through that. But
that's why I think he would have came back and then shot Charles and then kept.
Jason would have fucking died. He was on life support. He was on a respirator, and he had like lobotomy fucking scars on his head. He was not going anywhere on his own. That kid was gonna die.
Well, he's definitely dead now.
And he was. I mean, he said it himself. He's like, my son's already dead.
That's fair.
I have no son. My son is dead. So he didn't even see him as a person.
Damn.
Or he just saw him as a mutant and a tool. Good villain. Trash individual.
Good villain.
Good villain.
Facts. I agree with you.
Yes.
Okay, my next like.
Here it comes.
Mystique.
Oh, okay. That wasn't what I was expecting.
The next one I think is what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's going to be my next one also.
Yeah. Mystique.
Mm-hmm.
She's fucking amazing. A. B. I also wrote / smart. They make her the guy in the chair.
Mm-hmm.
They make her the smartest one to do everything. She does all the computer stuff for Magneto. She does everything. She can disarm some shit. She can get into passwords and shit. Don't know how, but she's smart as fuck.
Fly a helicopter.
Yeah. That's why, to me, she's the best Mystique on camera, on film, period.
Agree.
Because the other Mystique, she was cool. She was kind of whiny. Didn't really care for her. And I like the actress. Didn't really care for her.
Yeah.
She seemed just like an idiot. All over, what, love? Come on, get it together.
Rebecca Romijn's Mystique was great in all three of these movies, to be honest.
Yeah, even the third one.
Yeah.
After she turns into a normie.
She fucking rolls over on him.
Facts, which I thought was great.
And then he turns into a normie.
Yeah, he does.
Until he doesn't.
I know. Then I thought about Mystique. I was like, are we getting a 4?
Like,
I thought we were getting a 4. When the X3 came out, I thought we were getting a 4.
I wish. Honestly, they could have just kept making those movies, and I probably would have been happy.
Honestly, I was like, this, I thought X123 was going to be what the MCU is now. I was like, oh, this is great. Because I didn't even...
There's enough characters in like X-Men and everything that they could have just kept going, honestly.
Could have.
Because they did them. They did him in the new ones they did. They could have had Apocalypse.
Yeah.
They could have had Mr. Sinister. They could have had... I mean, they introduced They could have had Sentinels, which they introduced in X3 in the Danger Room. They could have had fucking Sentinels. They could have had Master Mold. They could have had all these other fucking characters. Mm-hmm. And Fox decided they didn't want to make any more money for a while.
To be fair, we did get it eventually, but but we had to go back in time and back. It was just a kind of a mess of stuff. You know what I mean? But it was still good. Mm-hmm. It was still good. But yeah, Mystique is amazing. And then her line about what was it? Oh, when she was talking to Kurt, and he was like, "You can shapeshift, and you can even replicate people's voice or something." And then she was like, "You can replicate," and then like she replicated his voice, and he's like, "Oh, you can hide in plain sight. Why don't you do it always?" And she was like, "We shouldn't have to." And her real voice came out, and it was kind of like gravelly, and I was like, yeah, because the other Mystique sounded like Jennifer Lawrence, and I don't know why, but this Mystique sounds good. I was like, I love Mystique. She did no wrong by me, ever, at any point. And she was trying to bang Wolverine, which I was like, that's fair. And Wolverine said no, which I didn't think was fair.
To whom?
For me. If I was Wolverine, I'd be like, okay. Yeah, let's do it. I think what turned him off was her turning into Stryker. It's like, if you hadn't did that.
I think what turned him off is when she turned into Rogue.
I think so, too. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah. Because, like, she turned into, first she was Jean, then she turned into Storm. She's like, what do you really want? Turned into Storm, and then turned into Rogue, and then he was like, get off me.
Yeah.
And then she turned into then she turned back into Jean, then he pushed her off, then she turned into Stryker.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I think it was when she turned into Rogue. He was like, this is fucked up.
But the other two,
I just stabbed this kid like a movie ago.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's fair. He is like 100. I forget how old he is.
Old.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my next like Mystique.
Yeah, Mystique was sweet. Time for the big one.
Okay, go ahead.
That's what she said. Magneto.
Oh my
Sir
God. Ian McKellen.
I loved him in the first one.
He was great in the first one.
He is amazing in this one.
He's so much better.
I'm looking forward to him in the next one because I know he's a fucking dirtbag in the next one. I mean, he's a dirtbag in all of them, let's be honest. But I love a good villain. I love when a villain sees someone that he needs to team up with the heroes to take down. Because it was self-serving. He's like, oh, he wants to kill all the mutants. That includes me.
What?
I gotta do something about this.
Let's put away our petty differences of me trying to kill you, Professor X.
Let's not argue about who tried to kill who. And worry about who's trying to kill me.
Let's get to the meat of the situation.
Yeah.
It's this.
So, he's great to begin with. The prison break scene, which does involve Mystique, shooting that guard. Well, before we even get there, that fucking guard comes in there and cranks him with that baton. He didn't need to do that. Magneto has all the fucking power he would ever need, but in there he couldn't do shit.
Because of the plastic prison.
Because he was surrounded by plastic. There's nothing there he could control. And you see him like, his fingers on the desk, like he just, I
know that part.
Yeah, like, I'd kill you if I had my gun, kind of thing. And well, you don't. He was an old man. In that scenario, he is just an old dude.
He was a Holocaust survivor.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is a survivor. And he walks in there with that guard walks in there. Roy fucking walks in there with Stryker on his back, cranks him with that fucking baton. And then when Charles comes to see him, and he's just like kind of being coy with him because he didn't want to look at him because he had his face was fucked up. And then he turns and he's like, "What have they done to you?" And he's just like,
and he like starts to like well up.
Yeah, he's like a beaten dog. Yeah. It was just fucking sad because he was like, this man lived through he's a villain. He is a villain. Right. But he lived through the Holocaust, and then they fucking put him in a prison cell, which would have been bad enough. But then the dude's beating the shit out of him, and he's getting mind controlled by this little fucking asshole.
Yeah, and he says it in the thing. He's like, how long are we going to do this, Mr. Leroy, or whatever his name was? And he goes, how long is your sentence? He's like, forever. He's like, well.
Yep.
And I was like, shit.
Rough. But he gets his when Mystique shoots that fucker's ass up with iron, like liquid iron.
Yep.
And he doesn't die from like some kind of heavy metal poisoning. And he just goes into work the next day with probably a hangover, and I'm guessing like a metal lump in his ass, but it must have.
To be fair, that shows also the smarts of Mystique, because that was her point. He had no idea that she was doing this.
Yeah, because he didn't. Yeah,
but he knew.
As soon as he stepped foot, and he was like,
He kind of like smiled.
Yeah, he was like in his bed, and he just like smirked a little bit.
I don't watch anime, but it's like an anime where like the anime, like his hat is down, and all of a sudden you just see like the little, like the rays of the half of a smile. It's like, I want to fight you. It's like,
I wouldn't want to fight me neither. And it's just so good. He's like, something different about you today. I was having a good day. No, not that.
No, not that. To be fair, that was a great part. I want to go back to him talking to Charles. The acting. Ian McKellen is amazing.
Yeah.
And he is like, when he said, like you said, being coy, he was hiding. Because to be fair, Professor X respects his friend, who they aren't really friends, but they could, they're friends. He respects him enough not to read his mind when he doesn't have the helmet on. And which is also another thing I like about First Class, they actually reference that. He's like, don't try to do that. Don't try to. He was like, I won't. You're my friend. I only do it if I ever needed to or whatever. That's why I love First Class is an amazing fucking movie. Do not get it twisted. I love it. I can't wait to watch it. But their whole dynamic in that and Days of Future Past, it makes me believe their older selves made me believe the new ones, and then the new ones I was like, oh, this is definitely this is amazing. And I was just like, oh, let's fucking go.
Yeah, the two of them, especially Patrick Stewart, and like the characters are ones, but like Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, they're like
best friends in real life.
They do it so well. Honestly,
because of these movies, they're like best friends now.
I think that's great.
Whatever. And I was just like, okay, like watching him, like you said, being coy or whatever he was doing, hiding himself, shielding himself from Professor X, and he turns, he's like, what did you do? He's like, I told him everything.
What'd you tell them?
And he's like, the war has begun.
Yeah, the gas starts coming in. He's like, the war has begun.
Like, I get chills when that happens.
He like, dude, Charles like throws himself out of his chair like against the wall.
He does.
And see Scott get his ass beat, and then that's the last thing he sees before he blacks out.
Because he gets out of the chair and he's like, Scott!
Yeah, and then Scott's like,
getting his ass beat.
What? And he just fucking goes down. I think he lasers like two guards.
Yeah, he's like, or no, he lasers her too, Lady Deathstrike.
Yeah.
He does her first.
She's like, nah,
he's like, all right, everybody's dead. And he turns her, and she gets up, and she's like, crank, crank.
Yep. Down he goes.
Down goes Frazier.
And then there's that scene, and then there's the prison break scene.
And the prison break, okay.
With the metal in the dude, pulls it out of him. Too much iron in your blood. Pulls it out of him, makes those fucking like ball bearings, and you can see they zoom in on it, you can see the blood on them, and he just starts fucking shredding that fucking jail cell. And then he makes the one into a flat disc, and he steps on it, and you can still see the blood on it.
Well, his plastic prison is suspended.
Yeah,
and they have to put like a walkway, like a plastic walkway to it.
They pull it away.
They start pulling it away when they realize what's going on. He's like, nah, okay.
Yeah. And they just
makes
the
that
whole
flat
thing.
disc,
and he makes the disc, flies over there
with blood still on it,
arms crossed, and those things are just like swirling around him. And then they're doing the M. Bison pose, like you said, and then he just shoots those last two through those guards.
Love it.
So good. That big evil smile on his face.
He was cheesing because they show his reflection. I don't know if you saw it, but they show his reflection into the glass he just broke as he's going towards to escape the prison, and he's like fucking Joker smiling, dude. And I'm like, this guy, he's just having fun.
Yeah,
he's just a kid in a candy store at this point.
It was great.
Give him a little medal, it's a wrap.
It's great.
I loved it. I love Ian McKellen.
And after that, when he's on the jet with Pyro, talking to Pyro, it's like, that's a dorky looking helmet. This dorky looking helmet's the only thing that's going to keep me safe from the real bad guys. But it did.
Well,
When
his other quote in that same sentence, he was just like, he's like, "Is this your power?"
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, I can only manipulate fire.
I can't create it.
I can't create it. He's like,
You are a god among insects.
God among insects. I was like, to be fair,
Honestly,
if anybody ever said that to me, I'm like, well, I'll join his side.
If my power, if I had a superpower, and it happened to be that I could control fire, no one could fucking tell me anything.
I mean, I think that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
I think Pyro was just being respectful to the teachers of the X-Men thing. He didn't care about anybody else's.
Because he was definitely a loose cannon. Pyro was.
Oh, for sure. So that's what I'm saying. If I feel that way, and you're like, I'm a god among insects, let's talk. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about this business venture and team up a little bit. Fair.
And he fucking waited for him at the end of the movie, and he joined him, and he's in the next one.
He is.
But when all the mutants are just like about to die, Magneto was the only one on his feet because he had his fucking dorky looking helmet, keeping him safe. And when he walks into that fucking room, and Jason looks up at him, and he just kind of like taps on his helmet. So good.
You can't get better than that.
So good. Just what are you gonna do to him? Nothing. Can't tell that man anything. Mm-mm. So good. Magneto's a great character. Like great villain. He's just a great character. And Ian McKellen knocks it out of the park every time.
Man. And to be fair, Professor X, Magneto, Wolverine, I don't know who else, but just those three over the entire arc of all the X-Men movies, no matter who's played them, and I know Wolverine played the same character, they have been outstanding. Even the younger characters. I can't think of the guy who played Magneto younger, but then also I can't think of his name either.
James McAvoy.
James McAvoy played Professor X.
Professor Michael Fassbender. Was
they were
Magneto.
Amazing too. Like, these two characters have been played by some great people, and they've done a great fucking job. Like, I just can't wait to see Magneto pull those ships out of the water. Oh, I was like, this powerful motherfucker.
Yeah.
I was like, yes. I loved it. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
great
Magneto
line. Great line.
Knocked it out every time.
Every single time.
Do you have any more likes?
I have a ton.
Same. I have a couple more.
Okay. Did you say Magneto or me? You said it.
Yeah, I think I brought it up.
Okay, so
your
my turn.
Yes.
Okay. Shot in the head. Wolverine.
Let's talk about that.
I loved it.
Great.
Okay, got it. It's a great scene. That whole. I have another like on that too, but let's just talk about the shot in the head part. But we can talk about the whole thing. I remember watching it the first time, and Wolverine gets shot in the head, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I don't know anything about sequels and shit. I just listen. People get. I was like, "Oh, X2, this is great. I can't believe we got another one. Oh my god, my favorite character's dead." Like,
no one's making it out of this movie alive.
Okay, I was like, so everyone's dying in this movie. Great. And they keep showing him with the bullet in his head and the blood coming. I'm like, he's dead. He's dead. And he gets up.
No, it's all right. Yeah.
And it was beautiful. And I was like, why didn't I even think that could even be possible? Because the bullet wasn't in his head all the way. Mm-hmm. It's just a great scene. And then everything around him that's happening, amazing. But that point of the scene is one of my favorite parts of the scene. Simple and plain. Everything else going around was great, but that main part was fucking amazing. So yeah, let's talk about the rest of the scene though. What do you got to add?
Well, about the rest of the scene, or running getting shot.
Any of it. Let's talk about all of it.
I recently saw something on the internet, as one does, where someone was complaining about that scene, him getting shot in the head. Like, oh, Wolverine has an adamantium skeleton, and so he has an adamantium skull. That bullet, you gonna tell me that fucking bullet went through the adamantium skull and into his brain, and it took him that long to heal through it? Like, no, the bullet doesn't go past his fucking forehead. You see it sticking out. It like knocks him out for a second, and then he gets up.
I mean, he's not Superman.
Yeah.
right? So
it still broke the skin. It just didn't go through his unbreakable skeleton.
Right.
So,
because even if you knew, let's say you watch this for the first time, you have to assume like, oh yeah, his skeleton is his whole entire head is whatever. Now let's say you watch this after you watch Wolverine. This just knocked him out.
yeah.
He didn't die.
Yeah.
In Wolverine, he gets shot with adamantium bullets and just loses his memory. Like, he's not dead, but he loses everything. He doesn't remember shit. At the end of the day, he can heal, but it's a brain injury, my guy. Like, he had a brain injury. What was supposed to happen?
Yeah.
He fucking got knocked out. It's, to me, it's almost like when he got fucking knocked out when he flew through the car in the first one.
Yeah.
When his brother was like, boom, and he flew. And
Rogue's like, you should put your seatbelt on. Like, shut up.
And he was out
he goes through the window. He was out for like a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Probably about the same time as as this one. Like, he was out about the same amount of time.
Yeah.
So, they already showed that this could happen.
Yeah.
Let's follow continuity.
Yeah, like just because you can heal doesn't mean you can't get like knocked out.
Because we know he can die.
Yeah.
We know he can get hurt.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the problem.
Yeah. It is something I saw on the internet and I was like, that's dumb.
I agree.
Like you're wrong, obviously. You're just wrong at that point.
It's like Star Wars. They've already shown that this person has the Force. So let's say that in between movies they learn more.
Yeah.
Same thing with, we already shown he can be knocked out.
In between trilogies.
Same.
Also. But yeah.
50 years later, do you know more about the Force? Nah, not even.
Nah, I never bothered. Who needs it?
It's not the most powerful thing in the universe. Nah, I'm good.
I'm banging Han Solo. I'm good.
May the Force be with you. What little I know of it.
Yeah. I don't believe in it, though. Right. Let alone know how to use it. Doesn't run in my family or anything.
May the Force be with you. Don't know what that means. Just saying it. But yeah, no, that's cool.
But yeah, someone was like, "Oh, that shouldn't happen." And like, yeah, it didn't fucking happen. You're dumb.
You're right. It shouldn't happen. You are absolutely correct. You're right. And it didn't.
And it didn't because there was a cop with a normal fucking bullet. Right. But yeah, the whole part where they're at his house or at their Iceman's house, I enjoyed that whole thing because Wolverine sniffed out some MGDs in the fridge. Met a kitty.
Almost killed a cat.
That licked his claws.
Nice. All cats are friends.
Dude, all cats are fucking crazy like that. I used to have a cat that, for fun, I would point a knife at. When I was in the kitchen, the cat would follow me into the kitchen and like rub up against my legs. So I would like joking like, point a knife at the cat, and the cat would fucking get up on its back legs and like touch its fucking nose to the knife and like lick it. It's like cats do dumb shit like that. And the cat was like licking his claws. Like, oh, that's funny. It happens. And then he pulls his claws in, and you don't see the cat on screen. You're like, meow. And you're like, is that cat dead? And I was like, it might be. And then the cat like jumped into the mom's arms or something. And then Iceman's racist little brother calls the cops on his friends.
Fair.
On his brother and his friends. Mm-hmm. Turd. To be fair, his brother's friend did blow up, like seconds later, blow up like an entire police precinct on his front yard.
But it wouldn't happen.
But it wouldn't happen if he hadn't called the cops.
Boom. Now, here's the thing. You know, I looked up what an allegory means. It didn't really help. But, so I'm just going to keep using what I say. I'm just going to say, I'm going to be ignorant. I don't care. If you got a problem, fight me. Bobby Drake's family is an allegory for LGBTQ. He came out, and his mom asked him, have you ever tried not to be?
Yeah.
I was like, interesting. Because, you know, a lot of people say, and I think it was actually true, that the writers of X-Men made X-Men a story for racism back in the day. Facts. So why wouldn't they also make it about coming out as gay?
Yeah.
As well.
Because that line definitely doesn't work with, have you ever tried not being black?
Same. So that's what I meant.
Yeah.
So I was like, interesting. Because this could be, like I said, LGBTQ. It could be all of them. Have you ever tried not being trans? You know what I mean? Have you ever...
Yeah.
And when she said that, and he was just like, you know, but we love you. We just don't like that part of you. It's all the same.
And they use the same terminology that other people did in the movie, like the mutant problem.
Yeah.
I was like, what's the problem?
The gay agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Like, there's no problem.
Yeah. There have been...
Your son's got sweet fucking ice powers. He's an
listen.
omega-level mutant. What do you want?
Also, I mean, like I said this during the movie. I said, Chris, if that was my bigger brother, I'd be fucking excited. You can do what?
My only guess is...
Summer, let's go skiing.
My only guess is they had Bobby, realized he had powers, like, let's try for another one with powers. And got fucking dumbass.
Got
what's his
Ronnie.
name? Yeah, Ronnie. No, my name's Ronnie. I don't have any superpowers.
I look like a Backstreet Boy.
Yeah, like, oh, this fucking guy. Great. Let's not try for a third. We don't have another fucking Ronnie on our hands.
Same. No, that scene was good. It was powerful. It was great.
Yeah. And then you got to see the cops in, like, when Logan's like, we gotta get out of here now. And then he turns and to go inside, and you see the reflection of the cops like running through the fucking backyard. You're like, oh man, this is gonna be great.
Yeah, right. Like,
not for them. But it's gonna be good. Not for the Drake family's home either, because there were some fireballs going off in there.
Yeah, fair. Okay, so that was my like.
Okay, my next one was another quick like. Jean's Goodbye.
I wrote Phoenix. Easy peasy.
Yes.
We be thinking alike. I like that.
We do.
I like that.
We do be.
But yes, Jean Grey.
Yes. She got a lot of time in this movie.
She did.
Which she did not get a lot of time in the first one. But she got a lot of time in this one between them talking. I thought she had a great arc. When I really look back in these movies, she had a great arc from the first to second and third movies. Because they touch on it at the beginning when I think Scott says it to her at the museum. He's like, something's going on lately. Like, it's not just a headache. Like, after everything that happened at Liberty Island in the first movie, he's like, ever since then, you've been off. Like, you used to have trouble levitating a book or a chair across the room. Now you have a nightmare and the whole room shakes. In this movie, she fucking knocked a missile off track. She held back a goddamn flood of biblical proportions and then some.
She's part of that scene.
Oh man. She did that, lifted the jet, prevented Nightcrawler from teleporting, and projected her thoughts through Charles Xavier. All at the same time, while the Phoenix Force was like manifesting itself.
To me, it's a callback to the first movie. It's like, oh, Wolverine goes, oh, you're like Professor X. He goes, no, he's way more powerful. Is he?
He isn't.
He isn't.
No.
Like,
no.
Because she doesn't know. And because she thinks her powers are whatever, she's not confident. She just needs the confidence. That's it.
Also, she beat Scott's ass.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't?
In these movies, nobody doesn't.
At this point. Only people who can't beat him are like humans. That's because he has a laser.
Honestly.
So. But yeah, no. Every time her eyes glowed, that fire in them, I was like, oh, let's go, Phoenix. Didn't know she was going to be such a big part of the next one.
Same.
But I was like, this is great.
The next one does suffer from some of that Spider-Man 3 trying to do a lot in one movie thing.
They brought out a lot of mutants in that movie.
Which isn't a problem. If they had just gone with that and the Cure thing.
Yeah.
Versus like that and then the Dark Phoenix also. Like, I really think they did a lot.
They did.
Those could have been separate movies.
I agree. I think they didn't do enough with the Phoenix.
Yes.
Like, honestly. I didn't give a shit about the Cure. That could have even been, like, even a backseat. Because bitch-ass Rogue decided to take it. That's cool. Great. She's gone. We don't have to worry about her anymore. Boom. Movie's already better. Then let's just worry about Dark Phoenix after that. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, but they took too much time on the Cure part.
Yeah.
Which wasn't bad, but... Because I think that's in the cartoon, right? They have that in the cartoon?
I forget. At least not the part that I'm at yet.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Oh man, Phoenix was so good. She was good. Jean Grey was amazing.
Yeah. But like when she's talking through the professor, And Scott's like right up in his face, like, you can't do this. She's like, I love you. I have to do this. But it's like Charles talking. He's like, I have to do this. And then Scott's just losing his fucking mind.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, honestly, rightfully so.
I'll give him that.
And then Wolverine's like, she's gone. He's like, don't say that. And all he says for the next like 5 minutes is, she's gone.
Yeah.
She's gone.
Yeah.
She's gone. And then he
better react like this when Sonic leaves. God damn it.
Sonic can't go anywhere.
I've been holding that one in since the movie because I thought it.
Sonic can't go anywhere. He's not allowed.
That's fair. I agree.
But I feel like there's probably going to be a lot less of him in the next movie, a lot less of Scott Marston in the next movie, because he got Sonic and Tails and Knuckles. I feel like there's very little room left for him.
You know how I feel.
I mean, I know he's going to be in it, at least.
You know how I feel.
How do you feel?
I like Sonic.
Yes.
Who do I like more? Knuckles.
Fair.
Give me some Knuckles.
Fair.
More cowbell, please.
If it's between Knuckles and the Donut Lord, who do you want more of? Who do
Come
you
on.
think they're going to give you more
Come
of?
on.
Exactly.
I don't want the human.
Exactly.
I want the CGI.
Exactly. The only human I want more of in the next one is Jim Carrey.
Yes.
And we're going to get
And
it.
we're going to get it.
Yes.
The fucking
That's all we
Eggman.
need.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Oh, man. Anyway, let's not talk about that. That's too much. It's too much. Ever since we saw that trailer.
We're going to do it when that movie comes out, though.
Fuck yeah.
Heck yes.
We don't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
We got to give it to the people.
Gotta give them what they want.
Gotta
Gotta give them what we want. Also,
Same.
I want Sonic too.
What do we want? Pies. When do we want them?
Pies.
Same.
Love it.
Same. Okay. Is that your like?
Yes.
You done? Were we finished talking about it?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
No, that was it.
Jubilee.
There you go.
She made an appearance. They actually
did.
said her name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with that.
She didn't have the yellow coat like in the first one.
She didn't have it. Well, she was a prisoner, so
That's fair.
she just woke. If she had the coat, I would be dead. Like, yes.
That was another thing I forgot to mention in Stryker.
What?
In my like for Stryker, when they're like, why do you have those kids? Why are we keeping them? He's like, I'm a scientist. When I build a machine, I like to make sure it's working. He was going to watch those kids die to make sure his plan was working. That's fucked up.
See, that's how I know he was going to come back until they all showed up. Like, he was ready to
he was gonna watch those.
Let's see what happens.
He's gonna watch those children die.
And then let's go to the real thing.
Yeah.
Because he don't want to accidentally kill everybody because he dies.
Yeah.
So he's like, let's focus on these 5.
Fuck, that was the other thing I forgot to say about Magneto.
Oh, what's up?
The old switcheroo.
Switcheroo.
When he was like, when he has Mystique turn into Stryker, change of plans.
That's what I'm saying. Mystique was great.
Humans. Kill all the humans.
Mystique was great.
Yeah.
Mystique was amazing. You mean then? I thought you meant going down the spillway.
No, that too.
Oh, she was amazing.
Yeah.
She kicked everybody's ass. And they all had guns on her.
She is willing to do any mission that he puts her on, and then in the next movie,
and she succeeds.
He does her so dirty.
She succeeds.
Yes.
And she saved his life.
Yep.
It was a good time. I like Mystique. I wish he was a good guy. But
what?
I wish yeah.
You get it in the First Class movies. Or you wish Rebecca Romaine.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence is a good guy. She doesn't have an accent. She changes back to Jennifer Lawrence far too often.
No.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good. But that's the thing. Well, that's what happens when you have such a big star playing the role of somebody in paint for the entire time, and it's Fox or Sony or whoever the fuck did this, and they want to show off their star.
Yeah, and they decided that she was like it was gonna be like her and James McAvoy as like the 2 top people. It's like great.
And it should have been James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, I mean, it probably was like them as the top 3, but like I feel like she got more. I feel like they gave her a lot.
A lot.
Not saying that her as an actress she didn't deserve it, but I just feel like Mystique as the character.
She deserves to be more Mystique.
She's a villain.
Yeah. Also that, but she deserves to be more Mystique than Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
She doesn't change unless she needs to, and in that movie she changes far more than she ever needed to. And she changes back to her original self. Mystique at least never changes into Rebecca.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or Grace or whoever the fuck she's supposed to be. She changes to other people.
Yeah.
Mystique changes to like other people twice. like 2 times in all the movies she's in, like Jennifer Lawrence. Every other time she's a person, she's herself, and I think that's fucking trash. Personally,
That's fair.
if you're gonna be somebody, be somebody. And I like Jennifer. Again, I like Jennifer Lawrence. I like the Hunger Games. She's not bad.
I didn't.
I liked them for a little bit.
Well, sorry, I didn't mean to jump on all your shit after I forgot this things I was going to say.
Oh no, it was just Jubilee. Just that was it. That's it. I'm good. I don't have any more likes after that.
Okay. That means it's time for dislikes.
Oh, you don't have any more likes either?
No. Well,
Okay.
I had Iceman, but we already talked about him.
Fair. Okay, let's get to dislikes.
There you go.
I'll let you go.
I only have one,
I have 2.
and it was one I didn't realize until this watch through. Where's Stan Lee?
Same thing I wrote. Fucking Chris.
Where's
Same
Stan
thing I
Lee,
wrote.
baby?
I said no Stan Lee, and so you know what I thought? Let's put him
Let's
in the
do
movie.
it. And I thought of a place for him.
Same.
Doing the president's makeup or something at the end of the movie when he's getting ready for his press conference was mine. When there's all those people in the room, make him be one of the Frozen dudes. Or have him doing, like, I don't know, hair or makeup for the president or something.
Okay.
That was my idea.
The museum.
That too.
Only in the museum.
That would have been
saying
good.
something fucking hilarious. Especially he could have, instead of that little girl eating ice cream, that could have been Stan Lee.
Yeah.
And the guy could have, little kid could have flicked his tongue at Stan Lee. And,
That would have been funny
What's
as shit.
going on here?
Don't make me come down there.
How's your mother?
She's dead, Stan. I'm 80.
Yeah, I was like, so where's Stan Lee at?
Yeah.
And,
Because he's in the next one.
oh yeah, the
He
lawn.
was in the first one selling hot dogs, and he's in the next one as the dude watering his lawn.
Facts.
And I didn't notice it before any other watch throughs.
No, same.
He's not in this one.
I
And
wrote
it's
that.
very noticeable.
I wrote that towards the end of the movie, but I wrote it, and
It's
I was like,
very noticeable now.
yeah, it really
Because
is.
I pulled up the casting at the end of the movie. It's like, wait a minute, did I miss him? I didn't know he wasn't there.
He was not.
So that's my dislike for this movie. Is no, where's Stan? Where's Stan?
Facts.
I know what your other one is.
I'll let you say it.
I'm not gonna say it. I can't say it. I can't say it
Why not?
because Megan loves Rogue. Megan loves Anna Paquin.
She's
I can't say it.
terrible in this movie. She's more terrible in this movie than the first movie.
Really?
Is she? I'm just saying it because I don't like her. So let me think.
I liked her more in this one than the first one.
No, I didn't.
That's fair.
She was of no consequence. She had nothing to do in this movie. She was a liability throughout the entire movie. Bobby Drake had to go save her through the house. She broke the jet, which caused Jean Grey to die. I don't know why they didn't go to that jet anyway, but I get it. It was on the other side of the...
Yeah, it's too far
whatever.
away.
I get it. She broke it, though. Jean Grey died. It's her fault.
If the jet wasn't there, they all would have died. Unless Jean was going to put them all in a fucking bubble and fly them away, but I don't think that was happening. Because I feel like if she could have, she would have.
What else did she do?
She got Iceman and Pyro to go back with her to get Logan. And
That would have been a great action scene.
he would have just fucking killed them all. Actually, no, he probably would have gotten fucking taken because he didn't. If he was going to attack Stryker, I feel like he would have just fucking attacked him.
I agree. But whatever.
And Stryker had like a bunch. Not that Logan didn't just kill a bunch of dudes, but these dudes had him like had guns on him, and he would have just been running at him. They probably would have fucked him up at least a little bit. But it's still Wolverine.
He's fast.
The only other she did that she drained Pyro so that he would stop blowing up cops.
ACAB.
And that was about it. To be fair.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
She was of no consequence. At least she was the main reason why Magneto wanted to whatever in the first one. Like she was the reason for the story.
Yeah.
She didn't do anything in this one. And in the next one, she's in it for like 30 minutes. And then she's done. Then she becomes a normie, which is great. Cool. Go start True Blood. Got it. Like, I just don't like her because she's not anywhere near her character in. And I understand that she got her powers from Captain Marvel. That's the whole story. Okay. Figure it out. I'm not a writer. I don't make movies. You figure it out. I don't need to figure it out.
I mean, the only reason I can think that they didn't want to do that with her is she would have been too fucking strong in the first one. Like, if Magneto tries to capture her in the first one, she would have knocked his fucking block off. She would have flown up on his ass.
But just like in the cartoons, though, she's not really crazy strong. Like, she is. She is.
Yeah.
But, like, she gets subdued a couple times.
Yeah, but, like, if Magneto's like, oh, you're coming with me, she would be like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And she would, like, fucking pounded his ass into the ground like a tent pole.
Like, at least they made her... I'll be honest with you. I don't think... I understand when people write these, especially back in the day. You know, X-Men. She's who she is. She is what she looked like. When I think of Rogue, she looks like a person of color to me. She acts like, I don't know, acts like me, but she does. Mm. Like, she's not just like this bland white woman that Anna Paquin is. I'm sorry, she isn't. Like, she's not that. She's way more colorful. She's better. She had red hair with a white streak. At least dye her fucking hair. She's a blonde teenager. I don't give a fuck about Anna Paquin. She did nothing for me, and I think she was horribly miscast in this. Like, there's nothing about her that makes me think X-Men. Like, if they made a movie solely on her, I'd be like, oh, this is... It's like what was that Snake movie for G.I. Joe? Everybody's like, this wasn't G.I. Joe. This had nothing to do with G.I. Joe. You just called it G.I. Joe and named the character that. It had nothing... It's the same thing with her. It's like, this isn't an X-Men movie. This is just somebody named Rogue. What is this? Like, I just don't like her.
That's fair.
She does nothing for me. And she just... Here's the thing. If she wasn't in the film, boom.
Honestly, that's fair. Like, they wouldn't really have lost much without her.
I understand in the first one, she was a whole reason for the setup.
Yeah.
In the third one, I actually even understand too, because they show that there's people out there who don't want to be a mutant.
Yeah, like if there's anyone of the X-Men who at least at that point would have wanted it, it made sense for her to want it. Because,
absolutely. She can't touch anybody.
Yeah, like, who doesn't want their powers to control the weather? No. Who doesn't want their powers to fucking shoot eye lasers? Honestly, Scott might not.
Well, he died.
But he died anyway.
He was dead.
Who wants to not be able to heal from anything and have metal claws? No, I know the healing's the main thing, but like, who wants to not be a blue person anymore? Beast probably might have put his hand up. But he didn't. He didn't. Instead, he beat some ass.
He loves being blue.
That one. And that's why I like that one. That's why I kind of like that. That's kind of why I didn't like the Nick Holt.
I'm okay with that.
I kind of didn't like the Nick Holt Beast in the first class one.
He wasn't the greatest.
Because they did do the thing where he started out as just a dude with like weird feet and
was fast.
Normal hands and had like animalistic abilities like agility and strength, and tried to cure his mutation and turn himself into a blue fucking monster. And then they kind of turned it into like a Hulk kind of thing where he was normal, like it looked like a normal dude, and then something happened. He's like, whoa, and turns blue. It's like, I don't like that as much.
So that's not how it happened in the comics?
No, he starts out in the comics, like the old comic, he's just a dude with big fucking hands and feet and is strong and agile. And he tries to cure his mutation and he turns himself into a fucking blue furry monster. But he's just like blue all the fucking time. It's not like, oh, let me calm down a little bit and I'll, not be a Muppet for a minute.
That's fair. But again, I think that was more the like, oh, let's get some FaceTime with the actors. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, also, I didn't give a shit who Nick Holt was at the time. Still really don't because of the Beast thing.
Yeah.
Maybe he was, I don't know if he was a big name actor at the time. But I didn't care about it. I didn't care about that. I was like, ooh, who's this guy? Let's see more of him. No, I didn't give a shit.
He was in Jack and the Giant Slayer.
You did? Yes, he was in that. But I think he was in those first. Wasn't he in the X-Men movies first?
I have no idea. Probably. It was 2013 that Jack and the Giant Slayer came out, so I don't know.
I forget which would have come first.
It's been a while, though, honestly. He probably could have been in those first. Yeah. But he was great in this.
But no, you make a fair point that Rogue, like, she didn't need to be in
two.
As, like... I'm not going to say at all, but like as much as she was. They could have had her like at the beginning, maybe had her be one of the people that gets kidnapped or something. Since she's like an existing character and like make it matter more than just like, oh, look at the nameless children in Jubilee.
I feel like her and Iceman I feel like Iceman had a bigger story than her.
Oh yeah, especially because they went to his family. Yeah. If they had gone to her family's house or something, it could have been a different story. Yeah.
That's why I didn't think she needed to be there. And I understand like she should have been there for that. But, like, everything else was, like...
That's fair.
It was just, So that's my only dislike. Let's rate this son of a bitch.
And no stand. All right, let's do it.
No stand. Slushie Meter. 1 through 5. What you got? Unless you want me to go first.
You can go first. I think I know what I'm going to go with, though.
Damn.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
4.
Okay.
5.
I was gonna say 4.5.
4.5. Yeah.
Fair.
This is a good movie.
It's a great movie. It's better than I even thought. Like I was like, ooh, this is fucking good.
Yeah.
The action scenes were great. The non-action scenes were great.
Yeah. The dramatic scenes with fucking Sir Ian McKellen.
Amazing.
And I don't know if he's a Sir, but I'm going to say Sir.
Oh, he
Patrick
is a Sir.
Stewart.
He's a. Oh, okay. I thought you meant McKellen.
No, I know Sir Ian McKellen is the Sir. I don't know if Patrick Stewart is, but I'm going to call him Sir.
He should be.
The two of them together and the two of them separately were fucking great.
Yeah, agreed.
Like you said, the action scenes are really good. I liked all of it.
Yeah.
4.5.
4.5. Simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much to say after that.
Could use a Stan Lee cameo, but we'll get him.
We'll get him.
We'll get him there.
We'll get him there.
We'll get him next time.
Facts. Let's see. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was X-Men or X2. So this is the only one that's not named X-Men, by the way. Right?
Yeah.
All the rest of them are X-Men.
Because it's X2.
Besides Wolverine.
And it didn't even say X-Men United in the opening thing for this
no,
movie, but it says it
is
on like every case, and every time you look for the movie, it's X-Men United.
If you type in X-Men on any search, X2 does not come up.
And that's why I thought it wasn't on Disney Plus when I searched for it. I think I told you, it's like, they're all on there except that one. Because I searched X-Men. I didn't just hit X and go from there. I hit X-Men.
Fair.
And it doesn't show up.
It does not.
Yeah, and I was like, this is fucking weird.
Because I think as I was searching, I was like, oh,
yeah,
I'm looking for X2.
Yeah, and you were like, I found it. And I was like, what?
No, I'm just even now. But yeah, before, I was like, no, it's definitely
I was like, it's
there.
not on there. And you're like, what, did you search X-Men? I was like, yeah, because that's what it's called. And you're like, no, dummy.
It's Alter-A, dummy.
It's Alter-A, dummy. No, it's not X-Men. It's an X-Men movie, but they don't call it X-Men. Idiot.
Right, facts. There it is. Just like the last two movies aren't called Avengers. It's called Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, I mean, they're clearly in there, but that's not what you call them.
Clearly, they are in that case, but no one says that.
Yeah, no one's like, oh, did you watch Avengers Infinity War? You're like, what? They made another one?
There's 5?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Facts. Okay, so then the next movie up is X3. No, it's X-Men The Last Stand.
X3, The Mighty Ducks.
Same. I remember when this movie came out, I was in college and I downloaded it illegally.
This movie came out the day that I graduated from high school.
What year was that?
2006.
Yeah, I was definitely... Wait, what? When?
Like May 2006.
What? I wasn't in college then. I finished my freshman year, so let me think. No. I was definitely in college. Yeah. I took off a year, so I took off. No, I wasn't in school, but I definitely still downloaded it.
There you go.
For sure. I took a year off when my son was born. So yeah, I was in college, but I still downloaded it illegally. It's on my old computer. It was good times.
Good times.
I think it's on this one.
We should watch it.
It's terrible. I know it's terrible. I only had like 3 good movies on there. Every other one was terrible. We should I should find that computer. I don't think it's on this one, to be fair. I think it's on the one at my dad's house. X-Men Wolverine.
You're on the unfinished X-Men
Dude,
Origins Wolverine.
I'm telling you. Him and Remy on the plane, it's an unfinished plane. You can see it's Wonder Woman.
Hugh Jackman talking to a tennis ball on a stick or some shit.
They're in an invisible plane, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Where's Chris Pine?
And I've never seen. I don't think I would say never. I've seen the real one once, maybe twice, because I was trying to watch all the Wolverines a couple years ago because I hadn't seen the Wolverine, the one in Japan. And so I was like, oh, let me check them all out. Or no, I had seen it at that point, but I hadn't seen Logan at that point. But I hadn't seen the Wolverine except for like 2 years before that, even though it came out like 5 years before that. And I was like, oh, okay. So I watched Wolverine's origin. And I was like, this is still terrible. I was like, I might as well just go watch it on bootleg. It was kind of better.
Someone sits down in front of the camera for like half the movie. Like, this is fine.
No, I got the version that was on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
No audience.
It's all green screen.
It's a lot of green screen. Yeah. I swear to God. And I loved it. I was like, this is a great movie because Remy was in it. And I was like, yeah. And I like the dude who plays Sabretooth because he was in Scream. So I was like, yeah.
Liev Schreiber.
And Ryan Reynolds was in it. I was like, yes, give me more. But I was like, man. Then I watched it for real. And I was like, this is terrible. Mm-hmm. This is terrible. I was like, I'd just rather watch it on the other one. And then I finally watched Wolverine. And I was like, this is fucking amazing. And then Logan came out. And I was like, no. Then I finally watched it like 2 years ago, and I was like...
But they had you in the middle, though. They had you in the middle movie of the trilogy.
I don't think Origins is bad. It's just terrible. It's not a bad movie. There's too much in it, to be fair. There's a lot. I didn't care about the Blob.
I'm pretty sure that was my favorite part, was when he gets in the fucking boxing ring with him.
It's a good part. But Will.i.am kind of... there for me. Like when he died, I was like, yeah. Yeah. Apple de-app that. How about that? I was like, because I thought Sabretooth was super smart. I was like, this guy, he was catching all the mutants. And then when Scott blew a hole through the roof, I was like, this is good. But of course, in my version, it was just all green screen.
Scott just looked up.
It's like, ah. And then like you saw like the computerization of like it wasn't rendered or whatever it's called, and it was just like fake particles and like a red line.
It's just a drawing at one point.
I kid you not, and nobody knows what I'm talking about because I'm the only one who's seen it. It's on my computer, and I'm like, it was terrible.
I believe you 100%.
Because at one point they're in the airplane and Wolverine jumps out and skips across the water. Yeah, no. You don't see anything. And I was like, what just happened? Did he jump out the plane? Wait. It's like he jumped into like a mat.
Yeah.
And it's just like him. And then when I watched it for real, because it was also darker in my version. And I watched it for real and I was like, well, it's still kind of dark. And what the fuck? This looks terrible. Like, oh. Either way, sorry. X-Men 3: The Last Stand. X-Men: The Last Stand is the next one we were watching.
I'm looking forward to it.
Same. I just want to hear, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
I'm going to laugh at it when it happens.
But you're going to dislike it too?
Yes. I'm not going to dislike that part. I'm going to dislike the Juggernaut in general, unfortunately.
No, I know. That's what I meant. You didn't like him in that one?
It's not that I didn't like him. It's just he's not a mutant.
Is he not?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The Juggernaut is not a mutant. The Juggernaut is a dude with like magic abilities granted to him by a fucking like Chaos Emerald, basically.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's what you were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Ah, sorry, I ruined it.
No,
I didn't know.
It's not like I'm not gonna say it in the next one because I'm gonna.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But in the comics though, he is what's his name's brother, right?
Yeah, like I think they're like half brother or something. But yeah, Kane Marco.
I don't know his name.
Is his name.
Not a mutant.
No relation to Flint Marco, the Sandman.
Hilarious.
Is it Kane Marco? I think it's Kane Marco.
I don't know. Either way, all right, we're gonna be done. We'll see you next time. Make sure you follow us on all this stuff, and shout out to India again. Appreciate you guys. Follow our YouTube and check us out on Spotify or wherever you find podcasts. This has been Key
and Chris,
and we'll see you later on the Minji.